Thank you for returning to the second part of how to be financially empowered. Step by step. Have you ever been captivated by your financial obligations or wish to know how you can create a better lives for yourself and your kin? The topic of this video can be summed up as how to open the door to success, make good choices when it comes to money, and persevere when things get tough. We will explore more on how building wealth improves one's quality of life besides setting up a foundation that will be extended towards the betterment of future generations, if any. In the modern world, have you ever thought of escaping the prejudice that is set by societies? Or maybe you really want to find untwisted options to enhance your income and start working on personal development. In this video, let's take a look at concrete steps that you could take in order to make money become something that will let you not only survive but really start to live a quality life. Therefore, stay tuned to learn the secret behind attaining actual freedom and constant improvement in your financial APR. Here, we discover a new dimension of the new economy. Freedom of life decisions when you are financially independent. Say you can wake up in the morning and choose to do exactly what you want to do instead of having to get a job to earn a paycheck. By cultivating a proper perspective about money making and proper approach, anyone can become provider of his own happiness. For instance, take the case of a person who has created a side hustle based on something they are interested in, for instance, baking, and the individual create custom cakes for home consumption. This does not only increase extra cash inflow to the company but as well offers a chance for creativity. When people decide to start their journey of personal development and trying to learn how to manage money properly, they start choosing the right path in life. And guess what? This may not end with personal fulfillment. It leads to an array of promising future. Now let me talk about the chances. However, let's get back to how long-term security is instrumental in these circumstances. People always strive for lasting protection as a basis of financial stability, and it is surprising what money can give for that. In case people invest their energy in getting better financial position, they meet the current problems and at the same time, they guarantee their further provision. For instance, consider a circumstance that deals with a person who invests in the shares, bonds, and possibly in real estate investments. What is more, this strategic approach assists them in making money and at the same time, they have some kind of security backup in case of any life events. It is all about recovering. When events beyond human imagination put pressure on an individual, having that form of financial backup means that challenges are easily handled. Further, this security makes for improved quality of life whereby stress, though not completely eradicated, is kept to a minimal with people free to pursue their interests and cherish their goals with thus. Let's consider now the basic aspects of quality of life separately and how wealth can positively affect the quality of our lives. At the same time we hear about quality of life more than anything, the act of accumulating wealth is often life-changing. Imagine going through life waking up in the morning with no concern about how to pay those bills that are due or put food on the table. With this one freedom, it enables one to do what one wants to do most of the time, such as playing with children, reading, or even going for a few trips. For instance, when thinking about an individual who has been able to develop a passive sources of income such as rental income from an investment property. Not only does this generate a predictable revenue, but it also saves a lot of their time to practice self-development activities like learning a new trade or serving the society. One can clearly see that the decrease in financial load is proportional to an improvement of one's quality of life and ability to improve one's health and happiness. As much as it's about money, it's about waking up in the morning feeling like you're going to have a good day. Finally, it is the right time to prove that wealth creation can be passed on through generations in the long run. It may be a cliché, but it is immensely important to build assets for oneself as well as for generations to come. Only think that you can have money not only to feed your children but to help your grandchildren if they need something to enable them achieve their dreams in life. This is where the feeling of power obtained from what can be referred to as resilience thrives. Through sound financial planning, one will be in a position to protect his or her family from the ravages of life. For instance, let a family invest on educational funds for their children. That not only eases the burden of student debts but also to have better opportunities to kickstart the life with a promise of a good future. Besides, it also empowers people and helps them grow through the sharing financial knowledge that would help the younger generation make correct decisions for financial management. Considering the legacy of financial capital, especially when we assess how it appears within our lives, we should also reflect on how it can and will help us and those we are close to develop and gain experience. One may say that opportunities for growth, whether educational, professional, physical or spiritual, are closely related to wealth. When people can afford, they can put their money into personal development. This may involve enrolling in a better class, workshop sessions, or even a coaching sessions that refines their talents. Think of any person who will be willing to pursue a class in digital marketing. In doing so, they enhance their employment opportunities and create potential pathways for self-employment, saying, consulting, possibly beginning their own company. This process of inner development can also be marked by a degree of hardiness. The difficulties are transitioning into the mere hurdles. Moreover, the ability to finance a trip or attend meetings also open people of different outlooks, which is also good for their personality. It is a cycle of progress that transfers over to other aspects of one's life. Now I will try to gist it by analyzing how wealth leads to such independency from the society's demands and attitudes. Money creates the most extraordinary feeling of freedom, which frees an individual from social obligations. It only becomes possible to make decisions that might not be socially pleasing, but are personal, and may be made because the person has enough cash to make those decisions without the worry of becoming a burden to others. For example, imagine a person who wants to paint, and suddenly one day he just quits a regular job and becomes an artist. Ideally, through savings or investing, they would be financially secure enough to dedicate all their time on honing their talent without worrying about when the next meal will come. It also helps in one's personal development, not to mention promoting other people to accept the roads they have chosen. It's not about fitting into other people's expectations or living the life others want you to live. As we go deeper down this road, we need to analyze how wealth should create constant progress in life. Real wealth is not an entity where one arrives at and stays. Real wealth becomes a constantly transforming, ongoing process of personal development. The fact is, when people learn to think this way and decide to constantly evolve, they expand their possibilities, and the experience can greatly enrich their lives. For instance, imagine a person who frequently attends seminars or reads books about personal development, such as either James Clear's Atomic Habits or Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective Individuals. These resources help them acquire information that may guide them to alter their behaviors and make better decisions, and therefore enhance their lives. Furthermore, this process of personality development presupposes changes and transition to the new level of activity, the beginning of which often takes place when a person starts his or her own business or develops a new segment in a company and starts learning something new. For that, the amount of stress individuals gain through these adversities is not only useful for them to be ready for other forms of pressure in their lives, but also to make their lives more fulfilling and entertaining. When thinking about the changes been brought by wealth, one will find that each of the steps taken in this process results in increased opportunities of a better future. Before we round up this enlightening journey, it's time to look at how you can actually begin to change your life. Are you willing and ready to step up to another level and start planning for the kind of financial life that you want to live? Please recall, this is just the second part of the journey towards Better Me and the world of financial empowering, and there is so much more to come. How will you work towards a better future for yourself and your family today? Do not leave this information unused. Apply it today. Every penny counts, and every effort towards building up your education, trying new income-generating activities, and sometimes even simple reconsideration of goals is significant. If you got any value from this, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll be notified for the next episode. So, let's go further on this path and reveal all the opportunities you have with your financial life.